So here we are next week. I want us to get working on this again. What I'm going to do first here is I do want to get this drive shaft bolted up and get all that wrapped up because the yoke back here is just on the bevel gearbox. I left that because I don't know how much this is going to slide back and forth. I do need to get the hydraulic pump belt put on. So let me just set that hydraulic pump belt over this pulley and get everything we need to get this drive shaft all bolted up and tightened up and done with. There's the drive shaft all bolted up, ready to roll, and we got the belt on for the hydraulic pump. So next up, let's get the what I call the firewall. It sits right here. Well, let's go get that set in and see what we got to do to get that bolted in. So I got my firewall bolted in. I did end up having this bracket flipped around the wrong way, so I had to take that loose and flip that around. And I also, because I'm going to put the sycamore on this, I did put the bolt through up here just to hold this for the time being, because I will end up, like I say, having the sycamore on this, so that's all ready to go with that. I do have this one spring here to pull the brake back, and that goes back on this nut right here, where it's double nutted in that gap, so that spring will go in there. So I'll get that put on and then figure out what I want to do next here. So next up, I'm going to take the voltage regulator here apart. This thing was not charging when I had it running, but now that I know that the starter generator is good, I'm going to take this apart, see what that looks like inside, and maybe clean the contacts if everything in there still looks pretty good. So I'm going to get that opened up and we'll take a peek inside there now. So as you can see, the inside of the voltage regulator is actually in really good shape. That gasket has done good for its life. Anyway, there are 3 contact points. This one here, and then these here two are just underneath on little springs here. So we will, if it'll focus, there we go. So I'm gonna grab some 400 grit sandpaper and just go through and clean up those 3 contact points and then put it back together. And then, yeah, all I can say is hopefully then this thing will charge once it's all put back together. So while I had this voltage regulator apart, I decided also to give it a quick test here with the multimeter. Easiest way to do that is I just left my sandpaper under these 2 contacts, which they want to stick down, so just need to separate them. Your ground one up here, obviously that one's up. So flip it over, and what I did is I ended up sanding down the contact points here. I've got 8 ohms here on the field to ground, and I've got 7 ohms here. So the resistors here are still intact, so the voltage regulator is in good shape. Starter generator is in good shape. The contacts were a little gnarly. They took quite a bit of sanding to get them to finally be clean, so I think this thing should charge now. We know everything else is good. I will take these screws out here on these little tabs and just clean them up too, just to eliminate any resistance in case they're just corroded and that's causing me any problems. So anyway, let me get the cover back on the voltage regulator here, and then I'll get these wires off and get them shined up a little bit too. Okay, I got my 3 contact points here all sanded down and cleaned up. So let's get that voltage regulator set up on the firewall here and mount it up. And then I probably end up going to go to the, I guess for better words, the footrest on this here. We'll probably start working on that next. Okay, now that I got the voltage regulator all bolted in, I'm going to go back through and retape up all this wire here that ran over to the steering column. And then I'm going to get the neutral safety wire routed to the back here where it's going to stay. So I'm going to get that taped up now and get that routed, and then we might see about dropping in this steering tower. We'll see when we get there. So there's the harness all taped up, and I've routed the wiring here for the neutral safety switch. It was held in by little wire clips previously. What I ended up doing is down in here, I had a neodymium magnet, so I just wrapped that in electrical tape around the wire there to keep that right there so it can't go anywhere. So probably not the best way to do it, but that's how I'm going to do it for now. So anyway, let's get this steering tower set on here and then see about maybe getting that bolted down. So here we got the steering tower all put on. Probably best, that's almost a 2-man operation to get everything lined up with the bolts down here, and because it has to sit inside the firewall piece up here, it took me about an hour to get this all set down and get the bolts into it, so way longer than it was supposed to. Yeah, so got some of this hooked up because I want to try to test some of the light switch here to see if that is going to work the way I think off that other prong on the factory ignition switch. Next up, I'll probably start working on, I might work on getting this the hydro lever all put back together and do that. A couple other things, I did find the right decals for that were on the motor here, and I did get a copy of them, so yeah, there they are. So anyway, let's work on that hydro control lever and then move on. So back here at the table for some decaling on the hydro lever. This here is probably going to be, I'm going to guess, one of the worst decals to put on because it has to go on the edge here of this. So I will do the best I can. Let me get this put on, and then we'll get back to putting the lever on the tractor. So there's our hydro lever all assembled. Next up, I'm going to put the bushing up here onto the steering shaft. And then we'll probably see about even maybe getting the steering wheel put on this then. So I'm going to go grab that collar, we'll get that put on, and then I'm going to take a look at the steering wheel. So there we have that lock collar on the steering shaft. Let me go grab the Woodruff key and we'll get the steering wheel put on this real quick. So there's our steering wheel all on. I might down the road get some headlight polisher to kind of take the yellowing out of the Simplicity logo there on the steering wheel. For the most part though, that's in pretty decent shape, all things considered, so I'm going to leave it for the time being. Now let's move over here and let's start working on some of this PTO engagement stuff and getting that put on. So there we have our PTO engagement is all put together. This set collar will have to be adjusted once I have everything hooked up here, because you need to have 3/4 of an inch gap from the end of this to the start of the bracket, but without any tension on the PTO here, you can't do any of that setting. So anyway, I think next I'm going to start prepping to get the front end of this put together. So let's go up front here and let's try to get the we'll get the center grill bracket put on up here, and then we might call that a week. So there we have the front center grill bracket is put on. I did also go through my decal kit, and I did get the decal for the PTO put on, so that's all ready to roll. So anyway, I think that's it for me for the week. Go ahead and give a subscribe if you want to follow along. Probably got a couple more weeks of working on this thing, but at least now it's starting to come together and look like a lawn tractor. So I will catch you guys next week.